What is going on, guys? DBG here, and it's that time of the year again, lads. It is that time of the year with the final tier lists for each position, lads. So yeah, that's pretty much it. This is going to be the last point guard tier list for now anyway. The last point guard tier list till about the 15th of September. So we've got about, instead of giving it a month, we've got about 6 weeks now between tier lists for these positions. So yeah, pretty much we've got the point guards. So some of these are going to be good, some of these guys are going to be pretty bad. We've got S tier to worthless tier. And also, by the way, if you guys are looking at any of these cards and wondering like why there's no invincibles for most of these cards, I just took the equivalents, which were like cryogenesis for LaMelo, for Anthony, for like Ben Simmons. I used the Mystic card. And I'm actually, because these are all the like new cards that are down at the bottom, I'm going to start mixing these around because I just added all the every single point guard that came out in the month of July, well, after the 1st of July in. So yeah, we're going to start moving a lot of these like end games around so that they're not all in the one spot. So first player up is Allen Iverson. At this stage in my team, Allen Iverson is worthless. Allen Iverson is absolutely worthless at this stage of my team. He's not the worst card in the world. Like, I think there are worse cards than him. I genuinely think there are a lot worse cards than Allen Iverson, but for me, I think he's got to go into worthless right now. I think that's where he belongs. Andre Iguodala, I'm going to go C tier. Somewhere in the middle, he's probably, yeah, he's going to go right bang smack the middle. Not a bad card. Not a bad card at all. Like, there are a lot better cards, but I think he's fine. S. The best point guard in the game. Especially on next gen. Like, just a heads up, I'm only putting 5 players in S tier, and endgame Luka's not going in S tier. This is the best Luka Doncic. Like, there's no reason to ever use endgame Luka. If you're on next gen, this version's better. If you're on current gen, you can get better point guards than endgame Luka for like 30k, or even 10k if you want to go Michael Jordan. If you want to just get Michael Jordan's point guard card, probably better than endgame Luka if we're being completely honest. Arvidas, at this stage, E tier. He's just a cheese ball. This Ben Simmons, D. Did not like him when he came out. I didn't mind him when he came out. I thought he was like the third best point guard. But like, he came out. I'm pretty sure he came out, was it April? Like, it wasn't even the last Friday. It was the second last Friday of season 6 he came out. He came out the same day as that awful Invincible Shaq. Yeah. Not great. This Simmons... Screw it, I'll give Simmons C and B tier. I actually think the other Simmons is better. I think the Mystic Simmons is way better than Simmons. Like, I'm not that high on this Simmons right here at all. Bobby Sura with Evo. With Evo, probably D tier. He's actually probably D tier. With that elite motion style, he probably is D tier because he moves. Cade's better than Simmons, not A tier. Definitely better than Simmons, not A tier. Like, these guys might end up getting moved down because I think A tier is going to be a lot of endgame cards. And like one of those endgame... You know what? Kareem's going to go S. Kareem's better than Giannis. Kareem's going to go S. And I'm going to move him down a tier. I'm going to move both of these guys down here. I'm going to move both of these guys down a tier. The reason I think my B tier is going to be some really good players. I could see freaking Kristaps going to B tier. CP3 at this stage of the game, worthless. Dame, worthless. D'Lo is going to go into E tier. Like, compared to these guys in D tier, D'Lo's not that dude. D'Lo's not awful. Let's find our worthless tier players now. So, I'm going to put Westbrook into worthless. I'm going to put Darren Williams really sucks. I'm going to put him into worthless. Jordan Poole really sucks. I'm going to put him into worthless. James Harden, Supernova, really... This James Harden is like worse than his diamond card. Like, they literally took everything that was good about Harden. Like, the Harden behind the back. The Harden unblockable dunks. They took a lot of the good things about Harden away from this card. And in fact, like, the Opal's better. Like, this card stinks. John Starks, you get down there. Jalen Brunson, you get down to worthless. Is that it? I think freaking this dude goes into E. I think Chalmers is better than all of these guys. Because, like, Chalmers is there with the D-Rose left, right, and Trae Young release on very quick. Only him and Hero have Trae Young release on very quick. He's actually very effective at that. Oh, Livingston stinks. Dinwiddie stinks. I'm going to put Nash. I don't even think Nash is that bad, but I'm going to put Nash in worthless. Like, I think Trae's just can cook enough that I'm going to give Trae in a higher tier. Yeah, that might be it for worthless. I've definitely forgotten at least somebody. But, like, I'll put Pierce in a tier above these guys. I mean, Kyrie's very freaking close to worthless. Kyrie's endgame is very close to worthless. Oh, Tony Parker. How did I forget about you? You really suck. So yeah, let's go and put Danny Granger in with Simmons in C tier. I much prefer Danny Granger to this card right here. I know a lot of people prefer Simmons to Granger, and that's fine. If you want to put move Granger down here, that's fine. But I do think Granger is... I actually prefer Granger to this Simmons. And like I said it at the time that I did, so it's not like it's something that I've... It's not like recent history. DeJounte, big body, okay release. He's not terrible. His challenge was a pain to get. I'm pretty sure it was his, like, the no foul. His one was just a pain. I can't remember what it was. It was a pain. Denny Avdia. Man, I love Denny Avdia, but he's an E-tier player. And I stand by it. I said Denny Avdia was the best player in the Supernova set the day he came out, and I stand by it. I think people agree with me now. Like, there are some of these takes that people are like, oh, you're just an idiot. You're just saying stuff to say stuff. But, like, my take of Denny Avdia, the day the Supernova set came out, Denny Avdia being the best player in that set. I'm sorry, I don't think it's a far-fetched statement to say Denny Avdia was better than that bum Magic Johnson, that bum Harden, or Andre Kirilenko. I don't think it's a crazy statement to say Denny Avdia was the best player in the entire set. LeBron A. A tier, he doesn't move, and he's not as big on defense like Kareem. LeBron's best position is small forward. There's no reason to use a point guard LeBron. Dennis Johnson, he's not good. He's not good. Derek Fisher and John Stockton are the same card. They're too small to really be effective, but they can cook. They're in the, like, Mario Chalmers section. Where's John Stockton? I brought Jerry West up by mistake. Basically, John Stockton and Derek Fisher are the same card. One's right-handed, one's left-handed. They do the same thing. This Derrick Rose, better than Dame. I'll put him in E tier. Like, he left rights and has Rose release, which is faster than Set Shot 25, but that's about it. Derek White is like a copy-paste of Dennis Johnson. Kristaps. I'm going to put... At point guard, I'm going to put Kristaps in B tier. I don't like Kristaps at point guard. I'm putting Tyler Hero on B tier. My opinion. I don't care. Like, he backs up Luka for me. Like, I have Ben Simmons. I have a bunch of these guys. And by the way, Ben Simmons, if you guys are wondering, like, why this Ben Simmons, Mystic Ben Simmons is going into B tier, by the way. Mystic Ben Simmons is better than this specific Invincible Ben Simmons. The best Invincible Ben Simmons, the other Invincible Ben. Like, there is an Invincible Ben that's better, that would be in B tier. But the Mystic is the same card. Demantis, I'm going to put Demantis in the same tier as this Ben Simmons here. I think they're very similar, do the same job. T-Mac, AA. AA for Tracy McGrady. Oh. I don't know. I really don't know because... I'm not entirely sure if they're going to stay in this. I'll go A for now. Wade. Wade's gonna go like high. Wade's gonna go like low C tier. I actually don't think he's a bad card at all. And like, you could definitely make the argument him over Hero. I just love Hero. I love Hero so, like, I love this card so much. I'm gonna put him in B tier. You might think I'm crazy for that. Donovan Mitchell E. He's got such a long wingspan and he's got like a nice size. I'm gonna put him above worthless. Dyson Daniels. I'm putting Dyson Daniels in A tier. Now, like, even though I play Tyler Hero over him, that is a complete fact. Nah, he's not as good. He's not nearly as good. Like, he's more top of B tier than A tier. Gary Payton's going to go into D tier. Gary Payton with that base 5 is actually a really good card. Gary Payton, the second. Wide player build. Really nice jump shot. Base 8. I'm going to put him in E tier. He's close to worthless, though. Shump with the Evo is going to go into D. With the Evo, he's D tier. This Magic Johnson. I think he's a C tier player. He's definitely better than Demantis and this Ben Simmons. Is he better than this Ben Simmons? Maybe. Is he better than Cade? Maybe. Is he better than Danny Granger? Yeah, probably. He probably is better than Granger. Like, he might be like a low B tier player. Like, I actually like this Magic Johnson, surprisingly. Isaiah Thomas, you're an invincible card, but you're going into worthless. Luka Doncic, get into A tier. You're nowhere near as good. You are a fraud, man. You are a fraud. You are an absolute fraud. Jaden Ivey, D. He's small, but he's good. He doesn't get like the defensive weight. You could definitely argue Jaden Ivey up in C, but I'm gonna put him in D tier. Jerry West. I'm so down putting him worthless. Jalen Green is a card that I was really disappointed by. He should be good. Like, Jalen Green should be a really good card in this game with like his stats and badges. He's just not. Jalen Rose, however, is a card that I'm putting down here in C tier. I think he's a slightly worse Dyson Daniels. I don't put him on the Kristaps or Dyson Daniels tier. I think, again, if you are looking at this tier list and you're really angry about Tyler Hero being up here, this is just, there's just always, though, everyone has those one players where they're just way better with them than everybody else, and for me, that's Tyler Hero. If this is your tier list, if you don't agree, that is completely fine. But if you're going to get angry, if you don't watch it and don't hear my reasoning and are complaining about Tyler Hero, then screw you. Then Harden is going B tier as well. I actually want to say this. I prefer Tyler Hero to James Harden. And you might be like, oh, you're an idiot. You're an idiot. How can you prefer Tyler Hero to James Harden? You're just saying anything. Like, first of all, neither of these guys play great defense. Neither of these guys play great defense. And the only people that ever cared about Tyler Hero's wingspan, nobody ever cared about Hero's wingspan before the database. Hero has had a wingspan shorter than his height since NBA 2K20. And nobody cared until they looked at it on the database. His wingspan is fine. His player build is fine. And this is someone who uses Tyler Hero. If it was a problem, I wouldn't use him. He is perfectly fine as far as wingspan goes. And I'm just going to show you guys all the key badges. Like, you're looking, oh yeah, whatever, plus 500 stats. All basically on defense. Or on 69 of his standing dunk. 44 of them post fade. 62 of them post hug. Like 99 shot IQ. But we all know this game is about animations. Player build wise, I'm going to call them equal. Francis Isaac versus Rose. I prefer Francis. Trey versus Steph. Trey is quicker. I prefer Steph's, but Trey is quicker. Both of them have the Trey fade. Actually, sorry, they don't. Harden comes with the normal fade on current gen. Or I'm even going to call it current and last gen. On PS5, Harden comes with normal fade. So, Trey fade's probably better. Their dribble sigs are the same. Tyler Hero has the Harden step back, and James Harden does not have the Harden step back. They basically have the same dribble sigs, and release-wise, you can say Hero's probably better, with Hero having a better leaner. And you might be saying, oh, Harden has D-Rose. I prefer Francis. So yeah, if you're wondering like why Harden, if you're telling me to move Hero down, move Harden down, because I think Hero's better than Harden. Simple as, neither of these guys are good on defense. And they both play lanes fine. Asen Kidd, he's with Evo, Kidd's going D tier. He's actually not that bad with Galabase. John Wall, I don't think he's that much worse than Wade, but he's a little bit worse than Wade, so D tier. Larry Bird's going to B. This guy is actually so damn fun. It's so fun cooking people with Larry. He is the best moving 6'9" player in this entire game. Just in terms of like fluidity and ability to run. I don't care how someone moves if you're like freaking constantly left right bursting. I'm not a pro-am guy. So like in terms of just fluidity of movement, Larry Bird is that guy at 6'9". His release is just a little bit off, but I actually do really like this card. Manu, like look, I rate Manu the same as Harden and Hero. I rate these three cards as basically equal. Like, they all have They all have a really good escape. 2 of these guys have Trey escape. 1 has the Curry escape. They all have the Trey fade. They all have a really good release in Curry, Trey, Exum. They're all around 6'5", 6'6", and they all have not the greatest defensive player builds. I really like Manu. I'm going to put Manu in B tier. This Magic Johnson, B. B. I'm going to put the other Magic Johnson in B tier as well, wherever he is. He wasn't even... Oh, here he is, here he is. I'm going to put both Magic Johnsons in B tier. Like, I don't mind these Magic Johnsons, but, like, are they worse than Harden? Probably. Are they worse than Hero? Maybe. Are they literally shooting guards that can just catch and shoot? Yeah. This Magic Johnson, heck, he might go down to here. Like, I'm not even kidding. I'm actually, you know what? I'm saying it right now. At the point guard position, neither of these Magic cards are good. But, no, screw it. I'll give them both B tier. I'll give them both B tier. I'll be nice. I'll give them B tier. You want to know who's going C tier? Terrence Ross. Terrence Ross is actually pretty good. Like, he's got that Mitchell size up. So, you know, he's got the Francis size up. He's got the normal leaner. He's got that really nice dunk animations. He's just a good enough player build as well. Like, he's going low. He's the worst player in C tier. But he's C. Johnny Davis. It's like low C. Like, C tier is very much like the gap between Davis and Simmons. Giddy. Low C. I think I might move. Honestly, this is the best Magic Johnson. This is the best Magic Johnson in the game. Followed by this one. Followed by this one. I'm going to move Magic up. I might move Ben up as well. Depending how we feel. Drew Holiday, D. D for tier, D for defense. Kobe. Now, Kobe might get an S tier spot. As of right now, I'm leaning towards Tracy McGrady and Kobe. But I also have to bring in Michael Jordan and Kawhi Leonard, who are just locks. I don't know who my last S tier spot's going to be. This Kobe, C. C tier. This Kobe's not better than Jalen Rose. This Kobe's not better than Dwayne Wade. This Kobe's most definitely not better than Terrence Ross. And LaMelo. This LaMelo is going to go C tier. I think he's a perfectly fine guard. J.R. Smith, A. He's literally just Kobe Bryant. This LaMelo. I'll put this LaMelo on B tier. And it's the exact same wherever the Cryogenesis one is. Even though I do think the Cryogenesis one is a little bit better as a player. Move Dembo into B tier. I'm going to move Thing back. I'm going to both of these back down. I can't move Magic down. I like this Magic too much. I don't like Simmons. I'm going to keep Simmons down there. And wherever Mystic Simmons is, for all you guys being like, oh, you just hate Ben Simmons cards and reason, no, wherever the hell Mystic Simmons is, get into B tier. Mystic Simmons belongs in B tier. This Ben Simmons doesn't. Lance, like D. D for dance, D for tier. Larry Johnson is like a worse version of Danny Granger. He's like a worse, like he's on that Iguodala level. I think he's a tier below Granger, to be honest. Lonzo, man, Lonzo might be E tier. I'll give him D tier, but Lonzo like is lucky to be a D tier player. Oh, Jordan is an obvious S tier, and Jordan is an obvious A tier. Endgame Jordan is an obvious A tier player. Like, you can see now why I'm putting like Dyson Daniels and Kristaps in B tier. I might have to start move. You know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna move a lot of players down into D tier that aren't great. So I'm gonna move Granger down to D. I'm gonna move LaMelo down to D. I'm gonna move Johnny Davis. I'm gonna move Giddey, and I'm gonna move Wade and Kobe down to D tier. And then I'm gonna bring LaMelo. LaMelo's down. We're gonna bring Magic down. I'm gonna bring this Magic Johnson down. Bring both of these guys. This is the best Magic. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, so I've got an endgame in C tier. That's how little I rate Magic Johnson. This Luka Doncic honestly would be an S tier, but I'm only putting one Luka Doncic in S tier. This Luka Doncic, I mean, I gotta put, just because of his ability to not be contested, I'm putting this Luka Doncic in A tier. He's the worst. He might be the worst player here, but I have to. I have to put keep power within Luka in A tier. Just like I have to keep out of position Jordan there. Magic, he's 6'9", so we can't be him worthless, but he's not far off it. At this stage of the game, Marcus Smart is worthless. Dude does not come with tight handles or freaking quick chain. Fultz. I'll give Fultz D tier. Quick chops off one. Really good releasing Steph Curry's. He's not bad. This Jordan, again, he's A tier purely because I got this Jordan in A tier. In S tier. I can't move this Jordan. In my opinion, this Jordan right here that I'm covering is better than this Jordan. Like if I'm ranking these guys, it would be like in best, it would literally be like this Luka and this Jordan. That's better than all the other guys. Except maybe like Kobe or T-Mac. One of those is gonna get the last spot, I think. One of like Kobe, T-Mac, LaMelo maybe will get the last spot. I don't know. Batum's like D. With the way the cards are, Batum's a D tier player. Oscar Robertson, honestly, is a D tier player. He's D, and I'm happy with that. Pierce is 6'7", so I'll give him E tier. Penny Hardaway is a perfectly fine invincible card. Is he better than like? I think he belongs at like probably lowest in C. I think lowest in C is fine for him. Pistol Pete Maravich is wherever Johnny Davis is. I think Pistol Pete's better, but I don't think he's much better. I got him D tier. Like, none of these cards are bad in D tier. I just want to put that out there. Like, this Wade is insanely good. And if you want to argue that Pistol Pete's better than Terrence Ross, I'm fine with that. Theus. E tier. Deary. He's like a worse version of Penny Hardaway. Shaq. I'm going to put Shaq in C tier. I really don't think he's good at point guard. He was a fun gimmick for a day. I think he kind of sucks there. And by kind, I mean really sucks. Steph. With the cards, I like Steph, but with the cards I have in D tier, Steph is a D tier player. Steph can cook, though. Like, I actually enjoy Steph way. I think Steph is way better than people give him credit for. I think he's actually really fun to use, but like, he isn't. Like, with these guys, he belongs with these guys in D tier. You might be saying, oh, Steph belongs in a higher tier than D tier. It's like, does Steph really belong in the same tier as Endgame Magic Johnson? Does Steph really belong in the same tier if you're saying even higher as James Harden? I don't think so. Stevie Francis, E tier, but you were so fun for one. You were so fun for one day that they gave Richard Jefferson your release, or your 6. I'm torn because he's actually he can be Trey can be very effective. He's just so little. He's just so little. And like the good thing is that everything he does good in offense, they gave it to Tyler Hero and it's just a much bigger body. Yakaba Diawara. E probably. Maybe D tier. No, I'll give him D. I actually kind of like him. Levine. D. Anthony Davis. Now, this is a B tier player. This is a guy, like, really nice movement-wise because of the SIGs they gave him. He's got really great movement for a big man. Good shooter. Solid cone. Good at small forward or a point guard. So, yeah, he's going there. Ben Simmons endgame. He's A. He's A right now. I don't know what I'm going to do with that last S-tier spot. Because, like, let's just say let's put the obvious one in. Kawhi Leonard is the 4th S-tier player. It's funny, we've only got one end game in our S-tier. Melo is as a point guard. I don't know where I placed Melo there. I want Melo in C tier. Where did I put Carmelo Anthony? Oh, I didn't move him anywhere. Melo getting the C tier. Melo's not a good point guard. Devin Booker. I'm putting him in the B tier. He's so good on current gen. He's good. He's really good on next gen. He's probably a C tier player on next gen. But I'm gonna put him in. Wait, what am I talking about? Carmelo. Yeah, Carmelo's like low C tier. But like he's an A. He's A tier on current gen, C tier on next gen. Give him B. Giannis Antetokounmpo, as of right now, A tier. He could go into S though. This Giannis Antetokounmpo, B. B. I think he's better than Ben Simmons. I think he's quite a bit better than this Ben Simmons, but he's also worse than Mystic Ben Simmons. And he's worse than Mystic Ben Simmons, better than Invincible Ben. Ja, freaking D tier. Worst Derrick Rose. J.R. Smith. I think J.R. Smith dunked over and Invincible. I think C tier is the right spot for them. They don't create like a hero or a Harden, and they only have the player build of a hero or a Harden. Kyrie Irving. I mean, you're very close to worthless tier because of that release, but I'm gonna give you the benefit of the doubt and put you E tier Kyrie. Flat Earther Kyrie. They changed his card art from the round Earth one anyway. Yao Ming, C tier. He's can be very effective, mostly at the 2, but he's just a gimmick, a point guard. And then these two. AA. So the last spot in S tier. Okay, for me, it's now between. I'm gonna put it between Invincible T-Mac, because I just like Invincible T-Mac more. Simmons, Kobe, LaMelo, and Giannis. That is the last players. So I'm gonna rule out Simmons because I think Giannis is just simply better. So Ben Simmons is gone. I think I would love to just give it to Tracy McGrady and just get it over with so that there's no end games, but I think I'm gonna go. I think end game. I'm actually gonna put it between Kobe and LaMelo. Or this T-Mac. You know what? Screw it. T-Mac. T-Mac's up. I think this Tracy McGrady right here, in my opinion, is better than Kobe Bryant and LaMelo Ball, and I would rather have this Tracy McGrady and this Tracy McGrady. So yeah, I'm going with this. I'm going with this tier list. And if you guys don't agree, that's fine. This is my tier list. But yeah, so we've got, this is our tiers. You can now see why I've got Dyson Daniels in B tier, because A tier is just nearly all the end games. There's 2-3 end games below A tier. And then also Jokic would be in B tier. I completely forgot to put in Jokic in this tier list. Jokic would be a B tier player in my opinion. So basically better than this Magic and probably even just Harden. But as far as big point guards go, not as good as Simmons or Giannis. So yeah, that is pretty much it, lads. So we've gone from worthless all the way up to S, the final point guard tier list of NBA 2K22 MyTEAM. Thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe.